Let's see, we should be getting live. Let's give it a test. 1 second, guys. I'm rebooting a computer. Trying to see where we're at. Let's see, view your stream. Yes, I want to see myself. All right, let's see, that one's up and going. Let's see if I can get us on the laptop so I can actually see questions easier. Awesome. All right, let me pull this up and we'll kick some things off here momentarily. Let's see. Well, it says we got 2 watching. Well, as you guys pop in, holler, say something, throw something up in the comment section. Make sure that you're hearing me okay. You can see everything here on the table. If we need to adjust anything, we can get things going. We'll go ahead and turn down the volume over here so I don't have to have reverb. Let's see if we can move this a little bit. Guys, we got a bunch of stuff gonna happen tonight. I'll take any questions and any questions you guys want. I'll give you the best answer I can. And let's see. I'm gonna actually move the camera, so give me just 1 second. Move this camera just a little closer. You guys don't want to see the front down here of the desk. It's just a black curtain, so you don't see my my feet. Oh, fun. Well, guys, man, where to start tonight? You'll see a whole bunch of more stuff on the table than usual. Granted, we're going to be doing an AUG night. I've got cleaning kits. Like, I'm going to clean this thing up. We're going to change it from a optics variant to a flat top, and we're going to install, granted I got it in here because I got screws, but we got a Delta Point Pro that we're going to throw on, along with some Magpul combat flip-up sights, just in case. We'll get those, see how that all works out, depending on which one I want to run. I really want to run the dot, but if I have to, I'm going to run the A2 style, like AR sights. But I've kind of got a mail call. Show you guys some cool stuff that was coming in, so you can see it here. I haven't posted about it. Sorry, I've got some fuzz on me. Some stuff literally has come in today in the mail and UPS. So they just dropped off some stuff. Let's see. Start off. Dead air. We've got a suppressor mount for the AUG. This is actually going to be a direct thread for the front of this rifle to go into any of the Nomad series, Nomad TI, Nomad 30, or the Nomad L, which if you guys have seen for 0 to 1 mile, I actually have a Nomad L on order. We're just waiting for it to be birthed, come out of Uncle Sam's greedy paws. So we're just waiting on the ATF to give me my approval. Let's see. Move this over here. Something cool I got. Miss Tien actually got me a new Benchmade. So that was kind of cool. That showed up. I got some pictures of it the other night. I think I've got 1 picture posted of it. If you guys are into blades, I'm a huge Benchmade fan, and I've been wanting an Osborne, and she got me one. It was really cool too. It's even got, well, she tells me, but I can kind of see some reflection in it, but it's even got purple or blue down the spine of the blade for a separator. But it's OD green. It's an automatic, so push button, and it's nice. That's actually gonna be one of my new EDC blades because I've kind of worn out a Griptilian. I need to send it in to have some service work done. But you know, 3 years with a blade, and I do everything with it. I've recently was just using it as a screwdriver to fix the Harley. So I had to put a seat back on, a bolt came out, and a battery terminal I had to tighten up. So let's see if I can get into this. I have an idea, I know what I ordered, but I'm just making sure it's the right one. And guys, like, you can't ask for a better blade than that. I mean, that's awesome. Like butter. Okay, so this is cool. Ooh, gonna make some people happy with these. Okay, that's it. You guys know how it goes when we undo the unboxing. It's going to the floor. But, okay. I have 3 of these, and 2 friends on the channel that have helped out and done some stuff, and you know, really been there, answer questions, and help me on technical sides. If you're watching, check that out. Got us some patches. I'll take some pictures later. You guys can see what it is, but thought this was really cool. It trying to think. Hold on. I'll tell you the company if you guys want one of these. It's if you're into tax stamps, you know, for firearms, you can look it up. Forbush WRS. Jeff Forbush. They build some patches. They do some other, you know, gun industry stuff, but he has a really cool patch. If you guys check them out, they're not overly expensive. If you know somebody that collects suppressors or does SBR type stuff, these are really cool. Just kind of a wall art thing to hang up. So we'll throw these somewhere over here. There they go. Okay, subscribers send in. So I opened this one earlier just because there was a ton of stuff. I'm going to quickly kind of go through here, show you guys some stuff that's going to be coming up on the channel. It's AUG related, pistol related. There's just a bunch of stuff, so I will go more in depth on this, but thought this was interesting. Let me close up the blade before I hurt myself. Throw that up there. UTG Recon Flex Bipod. So it looks like it's chemo or M-Lock. M-Lock. M-Lock got a bipod to play with. Speed ledge. Now I did actually open this up and play with it for a few minutes. This thing is actually surprisingly really cool. It goes on a Picatinny rail and it gives you a go pedal for your non-dominant hand. So this one is actually for your left hand. It gives you a ledge when you go for purchase, when you run your thumbs. If your gun doesn't have a spot really to hook your thumb or, you know, offset, if you're just kind of running like this, this actually goes up on your Picatinny rail and you can place your thumb on it. So it's a good training aid. And it's also set up if you guys are into like building a race gun. So far I'm really liking this thing. I've tried it on, what have I put it on? A M9 A1, an L9 A1 worked perfectly. I did throw this on the A2, and this particular one, right hand shooter model, this is model G3. So if you go over to speedledge.com, you can see them. I'll let you guys see that up there. This is model G3. It did not work for the A2. I'll post pictures. I was kind of disappointed. The A2's Picatinny rail is actually a bit too narrow for this. It goes on, but it has some lateral movement in it. Nothing forward to back, just left to right. So it did not work on the A2. But on the A1 Steyrs it worked, and I've put it on a CZ P09 Tactical. Worked perfect. I will try it on the Walther when I get time. But so far, and if you guys are into race guns, this thing was really cool. I liked it. Let's see. DPM progressive spring system for the Steyr pistols. We'll be doing a review. Some of you guys know I've talked about these before. Excuse me. This is supposed to fix the issues that I've stated before and told people about. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. So what's we got here? Maker's Shot is a black Maker's Shot speed loader LDX. So we have a speed loader. Could have used that for range day the other day. So we got a speed loader to kind of test out. I'll try it on every double stack, single stack magazine that I've got. I'll let you know. Let's see, an AUG mag, but this is an AC utility mag. So we have an AC. Yeah, I kind of quickly looked at this. There were some notes for me. It has a aluminum or injection molding, like Hot Wheels material. It's not like a lead, but it's more like an extruded aluminum or pot steel. Spur hook on the back of it and on the front. So we got an AUG mag to test. I'll tell you how these AC utilities, if they work, how they work. I'll give you the rundown. Actually have two of them. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this goes in here. So, I've had the question asked before, will the IMSA or MSTAR, basically it's, you know, the clone AUG, the US made the clone, will their magazines, because they did run a Pacific magazine, it was super similar. If you don't know what you're looking for, you're not going to know the difference between one of these mags and a Steyr mag. So I'm really going to dig in and see if there's any markings, things for these to go in. I have not tested one myself. I have talked to a few people. Sometimes they work in AUGs and sometimes they don't. So we're going to test and see how this one works. So we'll see what it does. So we're going to try the IMSA mag. Let's see. Have an AR. Got a mag holder, a 2-part mag holder to set like you know, 2 magazines side by side. So interesting. Mag coupler, AR. It's got an acronym, guys. I'll get pictures later, so not to sit here and dwell on it. That is an AUG, like an inside cap for the buttstock of the rifle for the cleaning kit. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Add something inside for the trigger pack. And what is this? Ratworks Steyr IMSA suppressor adapter. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna play with Benchmade. Tell you guys why I like it so much. Check this out. Well, helps if you unlock it. Not my finger. Yes. Let's see. I don't think we need bubble wrap. Okay. Well, that is interesting. I will have to check the thread pattern on this. I'm going to assume, which you know that gets you, that this is for the 13x1 left hand to like 1/2x28 right hand. I'm going, maybe not. It is a suppressor adapter. Well, we will find out what that works because we'll see what thread pattern it is, because it does not say. Interesting. Well, if it's marked off the old Steyr AUG, that's actually a European thread pattern, so anybody that's going to get into suppressors, if you have an STG77, the Steyr SA, or an A2, you're going to have left-handed threads for your tulip and the end of the barrel. If you have a modern M1 variant of an AUG, you will have 1/2x28 thread patterns unless someone's changed a barrel out. All USA made Steyrs, all the new ones that are stamped, you know, Bessemer, they're built, even the barrels will say USA on a few of them. Those are all 1/2x28 right hand thread pitch. So any A2 or any 1/2x28 suppressor will work for 5.56. This is steel A2 might work. I've still got notes, guys. Some type of, says it was for an airsoft. Let's see what this is. It is some type of Picatinny rail mount assembly and an arm mount of some kind. Night Look Steel, the A2. I will have to look to actually see what this went on originally. It's got some funky mounts, but it's actually all metal. I don't see why this would be just for an airsoft. It looks sturdy, but you guys get to do the unboxing and see all this stuff for myself. Oh, let's see. Howdy, I just bought my first real Steyr. I also have the install. The new Steyr is a NATO version. Do you have any recommendations as far as best AR-15 mag for Steyr? Yes. Okay, so a NATO AUG. The mags I have tried that I like very, very much are actually, granted, same company, but this is actually for the standard. But Magpul, the Gen 3 P mags. Window ones are nice. I've been testing these. I've been tossing them down flights of stairs, throwing them at the range. On Saturday, we're going to do a big range day and kick them, throw them against the walls, see what happens. But I like the Magpul P mags. They're inexpensive and they get the job done. If you run old school AR Colt mags, the metal ones in your AUG, you're just asking for failure to extract, failure to feed. It's just, you're going to have all types of problems. I would not recommend running any type of the old school surplus aluminum mags. So don't. Now, if you want to have some fun and it's strictly a range toy, find yourself one of the steel, or not steel, one of the snail 90 round or 60 round drums, or if you can get your arm wrapped around it, you can throw the 100 round beta mags. And I've ran those at range days. I've actually even ran them on a full auto sear. I did that last August, and that didn't have really any big ip. It's just very, very uncomfortable, and it's really hard to get your hand around the back of the buttstock with that big snail mag right there. But it's fun. It's a cool range toy. So let's see. Steyr C9, L9, M9, S9 magazine speed loader, and it is 3D printed. So RAE Industries. So have a Steyr Pacific pistol. Going to assume, well, actually it shouldn't even matter. So this will be A1, A2. So it's kind of interesting, guys. You're not going to get to see this on camera, but it's 3D printed, and you can actually see all the individual lines. It's real faint, but it's even got a lion on the side of it. Reminds me of the constellation Leo style picture. But I'll show you. For that, I'll get a better picture some up close, but that's interesting. And a pen. Yeah, it's not one of the Zappy pens. Thank you for not pranking me, because it'd be funny, but it'd take me a minute to see if it was one of those Zappy pens. Somebody has done that. And looks like we have a bunch of stickers. Nope, what do we got? Oh, an Optics Planet wine voucher. And Band-Aids, because somebody knew I was going to be playing with a knife. Optics Planet. Apex Sugar, cool. We've got some more stickers for stuff. And sandpaperpistolgrips.com. Black Scorpion Grip Enhancement for Steyr C, M, and L. Gens 1 through 4 in any caliber. Looks like there's some extra or different style textures. Well, guys, that's really sealed, and I don't want to cut into that just yet to lose something or to nick, to actually nick it and damage it. So I'll open this up later and try it out, see what it looks like. Okay, well, that was that mail call. Can you do a photo of the AUG with me? I will look. I think I have one. I do not have a NATO version AUG here at the moment. But I will see about getting you that picture. I think I've got one from the range day. And I will... Are you on Facebook or Instagram? If you'll let me know if you're on those, and I'll make sure I post it to one of those platforms. Oh, that goes in here. We might play with it later. Alright guys, let me put this down. Okay, well, let's see, real quick, one more. Now, I'm getting ready in like 2 weeks to spend a week out on the range doing some SPR classes, starting to work with the bolt gun. So if you guys are into extended long range or just precision rifle shooting, you might want to check out the channel, or I'll have some videos and posts from the range. We're getting things set up, but Mr. H will be here in about 2 weeks. We're going to spend a week on 2 different ranges, and some really cool things are going to happen. We're hoping on the 10th. So kind of keep an eye on social media. If you guys see something April the 10th, and like you see me giddy like a schoolgirl, you'll know something really, really awesome has happened. Oh, okay, and bubble wrap. Oh, you're on both? Cool. I will look through a picture and see about finding you that snail mag of what it looks like. If not, I actually happen to know somebody that has it, and I'll ask them for a picture. Cool. Okay. Well, let's see. We'll throw that out for later. This over here. So this box here is actually something that I ordered, and I got my first piece of Armageddon gear. I took some insight from some people that I know, that I trust, that do precision shooting, work in that industry, teachers in place, and they told me about Armageddon gear, which I've known about them for a while. But this is actually my first piece of kit, and it's a ground mat. So I'm going to test this out and play with it. Nothing like super spectacular. I'll put this more with 0 to 1 mile type stuff. But guys, if you've ever seen like a rifle mat that you lay on for the ground, normally they're really, really big and bulky. They take up. This one, check out Armageddon gear, because I was thrilled with it watching the quick promo video. This is a KISS rule product. If you're not familiar with the KISS rule, it is keep it simple, stupid. That's me. I like simple, I like fast, it works, and this has what I was looking for instantly. And if you've got a whoopee, which military term, it's a poncho liner. Sorry, if you guys don't know what a whoopee is, you can look it up, and that's literally what it's called. I was going to use one of those to lay on the ground just to keep moisture off, or keep from getting tore up on concrete or dirt just stuck to yourself to make it miserable for range day. So I want to get this, but Armageddon gear stuff is actually made here in the States. It's stitched. It's actually even got the nice tag and stitched. But check out their company. They make a ton of products, and they're actually really reasonably priced. I think this ground mat was like $60, or right at $60. I have not tried the PMag 60. I've tried an old school AR, the 90. Kind of looks like one that goes in a, oh man, it just comes straight out. It's like a big 90 drum. Kind of reminded me like the one that goes in a 1911. So I've tried that one, and whoever makes the drum magazine, the 100 round, I think it's actually Beta Mags. They're black, or they've got the clear dust covers on. It's just 2 big snails on each side. Been around for 20 years. So I have tried that one in there, but I have not tried the actual Magpul drum one that I'm aware of. Somebody might have had it. I didn't buy one to try it. So that is that. Okay, let's see. What are we getting into? Maybe we get some of this stuff off. If you guys want to grab an AUG and follow along, or if you're looking, I'm going to touch on, I'm going to call it a sensitive subject, but I'm going to chastise some people and put a disclaimer out before I rip this thing apart. Tools, I've got a cleaning kit, I've got some spray oil, some rags. You're going to need 2 19mm wrenches. The thinner profile, the better. So I will flat tell you right now, if you've got Craftsman, Snap-on, Blue Point, not going to cut it. I actually had to go get some very cheap, hyper tough wrenches, because the thickness of the head of the wrench will work on an AUG. If you have a Craftsman, you're going to end up having to grind the face of the wrench or the head of the wrench, you're gonna have to grind about half of it off on 2 wrenches. So be prepared to destroy 2 wrenches, or only have those 2 for AUG suppressor. If you have to do suppressor work, or take off your flash hider, those will be dedicated wrenches. If not, guys, I got these at Walmart. They're like $8 for the whole combo kit back there in automotive. So I got 2 of them because I needed 2 wrenches, and 2 wrenches of those was the cost of 1 Snap-on, or old school good Craftsman. So if you're gonna follow along, at least on doing the barrel nut, I'll talk to you a little bit here about it. I might even do it if this one will come loose. I'll give you the procedures, but it's 2 19mm thin wrenches. You need thin ones. The other thing that I'm going to talk about is basically it'll be in the reverse. I've put it out there in an Armory video on installing the factory optics mount, or putting on your flat top rail, which I'll pull this one out here in a second. There are 3 bolts or screws. Sorry, there are three screws in the top of the receiver. They are from the factory, dipped in blue and red Loctite. And the guys, the armorers there at Steyr, have a tendency, they're not faint about putting just a dip on there. I'm talking they reach over, they dip into it, the whole thing's coated, it kind of drips on their fingers, and they insert it. Getting those out, you have to have a heating element. The gun has to be so hot, you have to have gloves on to break it loose, or you actually end up using like a electro rod to heat them up. If you take a blowtorch and you heat into the top of your receiver, you can melt the aluminum. If you screw up and you break the star head bolt, the screw that goes into the receiver, and you break it off in the top of the receiver and the top of the mount, you're going to destroy your rail, your optic mount. Getting it out, it's going to cause a problem. And I've always told people, at this point here, I mean, unless you know what you're doing, I really recommend you take it to an armorer, let them do it. If you mess it up and destroy it, they do not sell receivers. Like, in the last 10 years, I have seen 6 receivers about 2 years ago hit the market. That's it. They just do not make receivers, builder kits for AUGs. You will destroy, a $2,000 gun if you break something or screw it up. So I've been real adamant about not giving off the torque specs, not saying what it takes up there. I'm telling you, if you do it at your own risk. Be very, very careful getting those screws out. The same when you go to put them back in. There is a torque spec to do that, and I've had a bunch of people comment, and like I said, kind of a pet peeve, or just one. Guys, I educated myself, went down to Steyr, sat for did 3 years of getting that, to get the armorer's course made. I've spent the time to do that. I help you out with so much other stuff, and will answer questions and really, really help you guys if you email me. This is just one thing. I'm not going to put out on the internet what the torque specs are. You can chastise, you can put dirty comments in the video. I don't care. Send it to an armorer. I don't want you to destroy a gun. These things are too nice. I mean, there's ARs out there that are nice, but AUGs, like, you will mess one up and hurt it. Send it to an armorer. They're at least, professional enough. You send it to a gun shop. They break your gun, they'll buy it. I mean, you can, check when you have your gun worked on. Make sure, like, hey, if you screw it up, you're going to own it, and that's $2,000. And in this economy, AUGs are going closer to $3,000. You can send it back to Steyr. Have them switch it out. Let them inspect it. While you're doing it, have the whole gun service. Have it fully inspected. Let them do that part. So if you dig into this, you're doing it on your own. I'm not giving you the torque values or specs. I'll tell you the size. I'll just give you the locations, and you can figure that out on your own. Let's see. Let me check these real quick. Beta mags. Bigger. Beta mag. Bigger. Oh wow, 150 rounds. I did see years ago. There is a gun dealer in Florida who is the biggest POF AR platform dealer. I remember them working on like a 200 round beta mag. I don't ever know if that came to the market. I didn't know there was one actually bigger than 100. If you can only have one, 6.5. If you you can only have one in 6.5, would you rather have a Steyr Scout or the THB standard stock? Both are good rifles. What are you going to do with it? If you're going hiking, well, I mean, you can play this. I'll give you my response in two of it. It's kind of a hard question. If you're going to target shoot, go deer hunting, and keep it simple, THB. Get the biggest barrel, set it up the way you want for a hunting rifle. If you're going to go with the Scout, that would be like for a hiker, backpack. You're not going to shoot it a whole lot. I've had a Scout. I've demoed it, shot in 6.5. The Scout rifle in 6.5 Creedmoor, my personal take on it, it's too light of a rifle. The recoil is not pleasant. Someone's sending messages. The recoil just wasn't pleasant in it. It shot really well, but it's not something that you want to sit there and you want to run 2 or 3 magazines through. If you're going to go out and go hunt, take one shot, backpacking, trail, hunt, out in the woods, like, it's good. If you want to do some bench rest, precision shooting, or learn long range, or you're going to go hunting a whole lot, THB. Derek, how do I donate? Man, dude, and if there's something you want me to review, you can send me an email after that. Man, like, subscribe to the channel, comment, tell other people that we're here. That's it. You don't have to send me money. I do this for fun and because I want to help educate and hang out with you guys. So I'm not one of the YouTubers that's going to ask you for money. Worst thing I ever ask for is share something or hit the subscribe button. Tell some other people that we're here. Okay. As you guys see from one of the last Q&A videos, I've got the extra mag sitting here on the buttstock. I've been playing with this and running it. So that sounds like I want the Scout because I will just look at high altitude. Yep, then the Scout will work. I would recommend basically between the two rifles. I'm trying to think how to word it correctly. For every round fired, you would fire the THB 5 times more than you'd want to fire the Scout. If you just had to sit there on a range day and rack rounds through it. So by the time that you'd run, 10 rounds through that Scout or 5 rounds through it, I mean, you could easily do a box out of the THB a lot more comfortable. But if you're going to pick up the Scout, actually, you can get it from Steyr, but if not, look up Andy's Leather. He is out of North Carolina. He builds the Scout slings. He's the man who actually built Colonel Jeff Cooper's sling, the Rhodesian sling. I've got pictures here on that channel. They are awesome. He has them in leather and in a sinew type material or man-made material, but his leather slings are phenomenal and they work perfect with the Scout rifle. But that's Andy's Leather work. If you want to later on, shoot me a DM or email me. I'll send you his information and stuff. He actually supports the channel and sends a bunch of his slings and everything else. I've got one, but it's in the other room at the moment, and I can't get around the table to show you. But if you want to, I can post a picture of it. So, this guy, let's see. I think sounds like. Can you get the Scout? Okay, someone. Message restricted. Why is the message restricted? Hold on one second, guys. All right, add moderator. Okay, Sixman. Yeah, it says 2 of your messages were restricted. I don't know why. So I don't know what that popped up. Yeah, but no, Andy's an awesome dude. And actually, for better information on Scout, like, the dude knows 10 times more than I do. The scoutforum.org is a message board online community like Steyr Club, but strictly in all Scout rifles. That's the Rugers, the CZs, the Steyrs, everything. And like I said, that man actually knew Colonel Cooper. Went out there to gun sight. Has trained back in the 80s. That man, Andy, he knows Scout rifles probably better than anybody that I've come across. I mean, the man can educate you on anything that you want to know about it. Oh, okay. Oh, that works. Okay, so let me put this down here for a second and show you guys what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pull off the Enforce light. A couple people have asked me about the Enforce light, like how did I attach it. Guys, on any of the M1 AUGs, there is a Picatinny rail at it's like the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock position on the side of the receiver. And that's just an Enforce large. This is the 800 lume WXML light. Let's see. Yeah, here. See, me. Yeah, I'm showing myself. It just mounts on there. It's just a Picatinny rail, but this light really works. If these batteries last till August, this light will be 3 years old on the original batteries for all the range day classes, things that I've done with it. So a couple more months, this will be 3 years, and I'm hoping that these batteries will actually last that long. They're just standard CL123s, but I mean, they've been on the gun that long and I haven't burned through a set, so that's awesome. But you guys sent me this. I'll set this over here. This new make sure I say it right because I'm keep my brain. The Midwest Industry rail for the AUG. Sure, we'll get this over here. It was just brought up on the channel. Somebody was asking me about doing a review on this, and I said it's coming. The quickie, the short over it is this thing looks freaking awesome. It looks BA, which you guys can figure that one out. It's got 20 or so Picatinny rails to it. It's got mount set up for QDs, which was sent with me, some QD mounts. Granted, this is Alright guys, I think I have the camera back up and going. I'm hitting video unavailable. Come on. It says we're going. Hold on. Hog Stuff 2, here we go. Okay, we're back. So I'll give this just a second. Let's see, 2 watching. Sorry guys, let's see, get this moving over here. I hate technology. The camera actually overheated on us, which is goofy. Alright, let me make a slight adjustment. The fun things here for what it looks like. Alright, we're just gonna hang out here for a second, guys. I'm gonna tell everybody that we're back over here. Give me just a minute. Here we go. Let's see. Theater mode, I don't know what that does. Where is... let's see. Had you guys up there. I'm looking for... what is that? Great. Okay, well, I'm going to turn that off because you guys are here. Here we go. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for popping back over. I am sitting here trying to adjust the computer to let you guys know that I'm actually over here. 3 watching. think there was like 30 y'all watching here just a second ago. Okay. Oh. I just absolutely hate technology when it screws up. So, let's see. There, I'm back. Cool. Hey, you're back. Me too. Hello. Yeah, I was just saying the camera actually overheated, so I had to throw a cooling pack up there. I don't know. I invest in good cameras for the action sports side of stuff, but doing the live stream for some reason, I don't think I've gotten one to honestly go off without some type of hiccup. The last big screw up was I was trying to get the computer to work correctly. Okay, well, you guys are starting to come back in here, so you know I'm up and going, so you must be getting the notifications. What was perfect timing, it actually cut off right when I was talking about the Midwest Industry Rail. So we're getting into it. First half of it was interesting. So, guys, we got an hour. We're going to try to get this thing knocked out. So what I was saying with this Midwest Industry Rail, it's got like 15, 20 slots for Picatinny. It's actually got a M-lock style dust cover for the front of the piston. And it comes with some actual more QD mount systems and blue Loctite screws. Just a decent kit. I was really excited when I saw this in the box. So we're going to remove the 3-power optic from this one and switch over to a rail and set it up. Just because I've been doing a ton of 2-gun, the optic works great. I really like it, but I've got a RMR here, and I really kind of want to try the dot life due to the distance I'm shooting and just see which one's better. So to kind of review, I've had this set up for a year and a half in this configuration, so kind of wanted to change up something, do something a little different. So set this over here. This is going to go up forward. Couple tools you're going to need to get into it, and I'll explain it when we get into the inside, but it's basically to remove those 3 star heads. So guys, I use Fix-It sticks. If you're not familiar with them, definitely check them out. These are probably the coolest set of tools that I have, and I even ended up getting the brand new Mini Fix, which is these are inch-pound torque limiters. So you can actually gauge how tight you make stuff. So no more, 1 oog or 2 oohs and 3 is broken screws. So these work really well. Been using this particular set, for a year and a half now, and love them. The T-handle, this is what I actually use on the 1 mile, and I've got extra components and things that are in here. But if you're not familiar, definitely check these guys out. These kits aren't super expensive. I mean, we're talking $100. I think the most expensive, if you buy like everything that they make, is $300. So it's worth it for investment tools. I'm probably gonna throw on the side one, and I've got this Midwest Industries side rail. I don't know if I want which one I want to run. If I want to run this on here, because I don't actually have anything that will plug into it. But I'm gonna look into it. It's got M-lock for different positions, but I don't know, just because I normally run the light in that position. We'll have to see. So tell this computer to hang off to the side. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so simple way to quickly just to take this thing apart so it's in pieces and we don't have to mess with it. Lock the bolt to the rear. That's a kind of a simple thing. Pull it back, lock it over. Remove the barrel, which is the little push pin on the front. Push it in, rotate the barrel, and it will slide out. Get the barrel out the way. Next thing that's easy to do, go ahead and drop the bolt so this thing doesn't punch in a hand in a second when we go to pull the actual receiver from the stock. If you leave the bolt lock back, and when you go to pull the retaining pin or the rod here, and you're playing with it, this thing, it'll actually come up and it'll punch in the hand and scare you, and it could actually hurt your hand a little bit. Now mine's different, and it's going to be tight because I have the Gearworks QD mount here in the receiver lug, the lock. So mine's really tight, but normally you'll push this, it'll pop over to the side. Thumb, hand on top, and then pull it out. Actually, mine's getting a little bit easier. You're holding this, I have it on the table, but if you're holding it, put the buttstock in your lap, like into your hip, hold it, and then let this forward. It's going to jump about 2.5 to 3 inches. That's to spring the load on the bolt carrier group. This is what would jump with the momentum of the bolt going forward to punch you in the hand. But send that over. We're going to pull out the carrier, the bolt. It's on rails, that pops out that simple. We're going to be working with the receiver so we can put the stock over to the corner. All right. Let's see, is it possible to US Steyrs? All AUGs. So if they're sold to military contract, security forces, private security firms across the world, any country, the only difference in the AUG is the trigger pack. They're all built to the same standard. So it doesn't matter, if you get a surplus one, if one of the old ones from this, late 70s, early 80s, if you buy one tomorrow. They're all built to the same standard. There's no, this is a military grade one and that's a civilian grade. They don't work like that. So, let me make sure my fix-it sticks are going. Yep. The cool thing with the fix-it sticks, as I was trying to remember, it's been a little while, you're going to see the worst one of these to remove, and granted, guys, this thing's dirty. I have not cleaned this system. Now, I've cleaned the barrel out, but I have not taken it down and cleaned all the carbon, all the dust and dirt off of this thing in a year. August will be 2 years. So I am going to wipe it down later, but just so if you guys see me get dirty, hands are white, I'm going to get dirty. This thing's been being range dayed and fielded and ran, and it just doesn't care. It actually kind of likes being dirty. But in the back of the receiver, or actually in the bottom of this, so once you have your actual receiver, and like I said, this is the heart of your AUG. If you damage and break this, you're not going to get a new one. Even if you call Steyr and tell them hey, I broke one, they're going to tell you, cool, buy a new gun, because they're not going to have a replacement. I've never seen a receiver break that they've had to warranty, or I haven't even heard of one. So it's not like, one falls breaks in half, or, blows up. If you damage this, it'll be your own fault. You did something like working on it, broke screws off, or took it apart and dropped it on a concrete floor and somehow damaged it, or, hurt it. But in the bottom, there's a hole right here, right dead in the middle. That is the bad one to get out, because it is buried inside the aluminum receiver. And hopefully you guys can kind of see that. It's right there. That is the one that everybody seems to screw up. The two front ones are easy. You can get in there and break them loose. But that's the one that everybody kind of messes up on. They damage this hole. They bend in here. They put this thing in a vise, and they crack the receiver, or go to pull this out and break the mount. And then they can't, half the optics broke because they twisted it in a vise. So this is the reason I give the whole warning, and I don't give all the specs. This really has to be done by a licensed armorer. Okay, pull some things out here so I can set them over. And let me get into my Torx. That is the Allen. Make sure I get the right one. Well, that's sitting there. So how have you guys all been? Everybody that's here and watching, you guys finding ammo? Are you out shooting? Are you just sitting on stuff? What's kind of going on with everybody? Oh, kind of need some optimal music here. Ugh. Alright, one screw, and I'll show you what the screw is here in just a second. Turn that one over. This is what you're pulling out. Now granted, like I said, I actually built this rifle at Steyr in October of 2018. So I'm the one who actually assembled it. Why? You guys are still here. I've got, it says video playback interrupted. What the hell? Bad YouTube. I don't know, guys. Let's see. If you're all popping up, I'm looking for my video. YouTube decided to cancel my stream for some apparent reason. So, let's see. I need to take caps lock off. It was well, geez, you're really talking about being a fickler here for something going on. I don't know. Let's see. Granted, I'd like to be able to live stream longer than an hour, but I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna have fun. Let's see. Guys, let's have fun and let's do let's see if I can post a picture. We'll do it live right here in the studio while we're doing stuff. So hold on one second. I'm gonna take a picture of us taking a picture of us. You guys can actually kind of see the setup. So we're gonna move this around to watching. I'm gonna post this one second. We are still live. Come join us. AUG stuff part 2.5. Oh. I'll say we'll have fun. Maybe an Instagram live stream. Yeah, I don't know. Have to do something. YouTube decided just to end the stream. I guess maybe they thought when I rebooted, it went over the hour mark. I don't know. Let's see. Have you guys looking on Instagram or on Facebook? We just posted a picture live here in studio for what we're doing. Oh, okay. Well, if you guys, since you're going to tune into this one, and this is a 2.5 version, we took the AUG apart, and I'm pulling screws out of a receiver right now. So, they are definitely in there tight. And if you, when you put these all back in, they do have to have Loctite put on them. You really do not want one of these coming loose. It will be a bad day when one of these nuts get hung up inside the gun and mess it up. So it's pretty straightforward to actually remove it all. It's just really not breaking off one of these in there. Now, this is the one that everybody has issues on, and the easiest thing to do is keep this thing in the down position, even if it's a flat top rail. Unscrew it, and then you're going to unmate the receiver and the optic, and you're going to see that screw hanging down? There's not a lot to it. There's only like 1/4 of an inch. Kind of show you guys. You can just leave that screw in there, and using the fix-it stick or using your wrench to hold it in place is a good idea. If you pull this out and go to put it back in, you're going to end up having to shake the top of the receiver around to shake that screw out, and sometimes they'll get hung up. They'll get in here on the charging handle in the divot. They get lost in there, so it takes a few minutes. Don't panic. They'll come out. You just have to kind of shake it loose and get it. But if you'll actually just pin it and hold it, you're good. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to leave that pinned and held. Put that right there. What was... it just popped up and it said violation, but they just ended it. They didn't tell me anything. I haven't got an email, nothing. They just canceled the live stream. Maybe they didn't like my display art. They supposedly have been doing some crackdowns on it, but I didn't think having display art on a table was an issue. So I'll look for it and deal with it later. Not to say that the overlords can't mess with everybody, but never had that type of issue before. So, all right, let's get into it. Let's kind of check out and see what this rail is going to look like. And let's see. That goes on. Granted, that's... what is... let's see. Yeah, okay. Well, that goes forward. This rail is actually going to fully extend. And it's... that's really cool. Guys, I'm kind of looking at this because I've never actually installed one. The big questions, I actually just helped out somebody the other day. Let me remove this. Okay. So you guys, see, shake it, they fall right out. What is the difference between an A2 receiver and an A3? And it's literally this ramp right here, this spur. This spur is actually in the same shape of the magazine, and this is where a QD stud goes, here on the front. So on an A2, it does not have this spike and ledge. The receiver goes all flat. So your SA and your A2 AUGs are that way. And everybody always wants the long rail. They want the rail to go all the way forward to get more room to put like a full-size optic on it, or to make it look, or use like the Corvos Defense. And for years, I mean, Corvos has had like the coolest rails. I think they're going to have a run for their money in this rail so far, just because you can actually get the rail to go past, you know, the charge handle here to the front. So yeah, Derek, I don't know. I mean, YouTube, I was discussing, YouTube was being YouTube for some reason and just ended the stream. So good thing I actually save all this video, so guys, don't worry. Like if you're catching this stream and you're in the middle of it, I actually save all the video and I'll put it all together and I'll put it out online. It'll be a massive, like this one's going to be at least an 1.5 hour long video, so you guys will get the whole live stream in case the parts that they cut out or messed with or blurred. So getting into this rail, I'm going to mess with this here. There is somewhere I had, here we go, Loctite. I'm going to clean off the threads, And in all honesty, I mean, the AUG is a really simple system. It doesn't take a whole lot to take one apart, clean it, mess with it. One thing that I have done, and I will tell you guys right off the bat, I did it for a subscriber. He sent me his AUG. I do armory work. He sent me a bolt carrier group to have rebuilt. He sent me the actual bolt, needed a new extractor spring put into it, the pin spring, and sent it to me. It took a little time to get the actual roll pins and the parts. I don't think I'm going to be doing another one. It is the worst thing to mess with on an AUG is to actually do the bolt. So everybody always asks me, like, should I get spare parts kits, or like what should I have that wears out on an AUG? Buy yourself a new bolt and a new firing pin, you know, like a bolt rebuild kit. Keep a spare one, and I would send the one that you want to rebuild, I would send it to Steyr. Granted, yes, I will do them, but just so you know, that is the most miserable thing to have to mess with. I ended up having to invest into a 2-ton arborist press to punch roll pins out due to the one that I got that was so badly boogered up. I don't really want to say damaged, because the bolt itself was fine. It was what a person did trying to take out roll pins, damaged it, bent them over, just made it worse in trying to get it out. But it is very time consuming because it's super small parts, and it's a pain. So if you do get into messing with putting springs, the new extractor claw for the bolt, the casing face, it will drive you up a wall. I mean, I've got the books. I've done it in school. I've done it there at Steyr when I was there for my educational side of it. Like, I've done it, but doing it on a table, it was, a year and a half later, was a miserable pain. I would not recommend doing one. Yeah, Logan M. Yeah, no, they play with that. I don't know. For a while, they were doing the whole thing of you can't hold them, play with them, and like do live stream on that side of it. Mine was more table decoration, art, like whatever. We'll try to their rules and deal with it. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I've got the whole video saved. I can just upload it a little bit later. All right, let's see. We're going to pull the Loctite. Let's see here. Come off. It is nice that they supply Loctite. It's the one thing I don't keep a lot of around. So let me get this going here. Sit. All right, so we're going to put this rail on. Set it up here the front. That's what it's going to look like. So that's pretty impressive so far. Now, just to install it. Now, what I do, just to make sure alignment's good, is the center screw. We'll set it in here. And I just set it. Doesn't need to be tight. Just needs to hold everything. So I'm checking to make sure clearances are good and fitment is where it's supposed to be. So what are you guys thinking so far of that? Okay. Well, granted, I'll pose this question later on Facebook, Instagram, and that one. But for you guys that are here, if I got into doing a weekly live video or bi-weekly, what dates and times interest you all? What works for you guys? Now remember, I'm in Central Time, but I know there's some other YouTubers, they do like a weekly gun chat, hangout, talk about industry type stuff. But if I was to get into one, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, granted, weekends, guys, I'm normally out at the range or doing events. So weekends, let's try not to say Friday night or, Friday to Sunday. Let's kind of leave those out. But if it was during the middle of the week, what would you like to see? Hi, Screaming Skulls. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is, we've been having a fun night here. We've been here since 7 o'clock. Well, and a couple multiple streams, so if you didn't catch that, there's just been a fun fiasco for networking. Guys, also, when you put on this blue Loctite, it's, you know, you just need a little bit, but coat all of the threads so you definitely get good, good lockup. And there we go. I'm putting like a big eye drop on there and setting it in. All right, the most fun one, like I said, is getting this third one inside that hole. That's the one that is a true pain. So, gotta make sure I really get a decent amount of Loctite on that. The best part for doing that is to honestly keep it on your wrench and install, put the receiver in the upright position and install from the bottom so it does not fall off. There we go. Awesome. All right. Now, let's see. Get in there. Where are you at? Now, my fix-it stick will not reach this bottom one. So this one has to be done off of memory and where it's at and off of feel. I've just done enough. I know about where it's at, but the rest of them, I do torque them, and that's about what I'm about to do right now, which is really cool. Guys, I've got a picture of these up. Like I said, these are in inch pounds. This one does all up to 65, and I've got a small one for actually doing RMRs and top you know, plates and stuff for from 5 pounds to 25 inch pounds. These things are freaking awesome. So I'll stick this. Come here, get over. Well, you're not going to want to get buried in there right now. Let's see. I may have to go get an extension, which I really don't want to have to go do. Let's see, greens from... Hey, how's it going, Oz1? Cool. Oh, are you guys talking? Cool, that's hanging out. Alright. Well, I'm not going to hop up and go get an extension at the moment. I can do these by hand. I'll come back and gauge them after the stream. I would not recommend you guys don't do this. Like I said, make sure that you get them set up properly. Let's see. I have the NATO AUG and realized after. I'm sure there's some company, like the company that makes the clear Glock mags, they might make a clear AUG or an AR style mag that might check out. Let's see, 190 is put up to you, Derek. Magpool, AC Utility Lancer, and MWG. So, Magpool makes a mag at least. Well, it's over there. Comparing the original waffle mag to like a P mag for the standard AUG, I've actually started in this process of testing the two of them. I'm really actually liking the P mag better for the, over the waffle mag, strictly on the entry and removal when stripping and pulling the mag. Now, I'm going to test for durability. That's a whole different one. But so far, for some reason, the lockup going into the stock, the P mag with the Corvos Defense extra large butterfly mag release, just seems to bite a lot faster. It's easier for some reason when I actually install them doing 2-gun. So I'll grab this here and show you. Make sure the overlords don't, there ain't nothing in it, it's just a stock. I've got this, the Corvos, the extra large mag button. This has got to be like the #1 upgrade. If you own an AUG and you can get one of these, and granted this is for the standard, I know they're expensive, but I guarantee you, you will be so happy if you get one of these extra large mag release buttons. But just sticking the mag in, like they slide in so easy, and the exit on them, like they've got really good retention when they go inside. Sorry, all my other mags are loaded at the moment for the other one, but I mean that's what it looks like, and no one's gonna know the difference if you've got a NATO or non-NATO. If they see you with the PMag in here, they literally would have to look at the other side of the rifle to figure it out. Like there's no way to tell until you realize that there's no dust cover for a left bolt ejection, or that they see that you actually have a bolt release mechanism on the side. So if they see it this way, you'll never know. But I do like these mags, and for the $20 that Magpul sells them for, definitely a good investment if you can't find traditional mags. All right, guys, let's see. Well, just because of really long, technical with everything, I really wasn't gonna do a bunch except for clean this thing. And actually, let me show you. Like I was telling in the beginning of this live stream and setting it up, I haven't cleaned this gun in over a year, except for running a bore brush. And like literally, I took a rim oil, a bore brush, brass, ran it up and down the barrel about 5 times, and sprayed the Remington cleaner through it just to flush the barrel. I've never patched it, swabbed it, put Bore-Tec carbon degreaser or cleaner, nothing. Like oil, cleared out for some brass that was down inside the barrel, and have ran this gun. And if you've been to my range days, you've been to any demos, you've ever seen me, and you've actually seen this gun since 2018, I've never had an issue out of this thing. Like we've never had a failure to fire, extract, load, nothing. And I've handed it over to countless people at this point. I mean, if I have to put a number onto it, I would say at least 100 other people have demoed this rifle, and we've never had a problem out of it. So in the whole cleaning atmosphere, these things, I've actually personally, I have video, I've tested it, I have shot an AUG that was and never had oil put into it for 100,000 rounds. I'll see about if I can post that video. It was a private event. I'll see if I can get permission to actually post it. But if you take the AUG Armorer's course at Steyr, you can actually ask to see that rifle. It sits inside the safe. And that was in 2018. It had 100,000 rounds. The piston inside the barrel had never been removed until we went there and did our range day. And we took it apart, like, check, just do an inspection. And then was told, like, no, we can't do that. Like, have to leave it alone. We're seeing how long it takes to actually make one stop working. Cool beans. Hey, Miss Tien, how are you? Okay, so getting into this thing. So kind of the rant, tell you guys how well these things work. You can see how dirty it gets here on the inside. Like that's the most of it. The only thing I'm going to go over, and this is going to work for either of the standard, non-NATO, doesn't matter. It's AUG, period. You guys want to know how to tune an AUG trigger and take out a bunch of the slack, a bunch of the headache, and what everybody always talks about, being a horrible trigger. This is what you're going to want to see. So, going ahead, I'm going to wipe this out just because I want it to show up on camera. Okay, this is an armory tip. This is something that I did a while ago, and I've actually even had you guys send me rifles. I tell you, you can do this at home yourself. What you're going to need to do to improve your trigger and take the slack out of it is adjust the trigger bars. In your standard AUG, you have 2 trigger bars that go back and touch the trigger pack. In your NATO version, you have a single trigger bar that is a rod back here. That rod runs basically from the end of this case deflector to the front of the trigger housing. So, easiest thing to do. There, you'll get the proper spec here. Let me see. Let me get the proper tool, because this one, it's just a wear item too, what I'm going to show you guys. There we go. Okay, so it takes a little Allen key, strip your rifle down, get it to this set. When you charge the rifle, leave the trigger pack in the cocked position back here. Do not remove it, just leave it back here. So when you got your rifle, pull your mag, show clear, check it 2-3 times, take it down to this part. You got your stock. Here at the trigger, what you're going to look for is when you move this trigger, and it's going to be hard for you guys to see on camera, but on your AUG, the front of the trigger here will move, and there should be just a little bit of movement. I'll see if I can get this better for you. See, mine's just got a creep into it. What you're looking for is right here at the front of the trigger. If I was to depress this all the way, it actually comes out. You're looking to see how much movement is right here. You really do not want more than the thickness of a paper match. So like a 32nd of an inch. You're just looking for just a little bit to have some space in here. Literally, I could not stick a paper match, and you can see it here on the front when I move this right here of the trigger. What you're going to do is you're going to loosen up this nut. Just take your Allen, loosen this. Take yourself a knife or a flat blade screwdriver, and you will see the trigger bars in here. I'm sorry guys, you're not going to see this on camera real well, but the end of the trigger bars are up here. It looks like 2 coat hanger wires. Hold your trigger to the front and push those rods all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to, hold on, I have a flat blade for this. Flat blade screwdriver works. So I'm going to stick the screwdriver in here, and I'm going to pull down on the trigger bars while pushing up on the trigger. This is going to adjust them all the way to the back. You can actually stick the screwdriver in sideways and kind of turn it a little bit and slide the bars back. Once you have the bars pushed all the way to the back, I have to loosen this one up just a little bit more. You do not need to remove this screw all the way. You just need to loosen it. Don't put Loctite on it. And when you put this back down, it's literally just to snug. We're going to snug this up. It's actually going to pinch the trigger bars. If you over tighten it, the trigger bars run this way. If you over tighten it, you'll spread them out and make the trigger worse. So you just want to pin it down. And I will give you guys this one. All right. Basically, we'll say that's at the 12 o'clock. We're just going to rotate like halfway to 1. So just past snug. Think of this like you're tightening up a cell phone case. You don't want to, crack the plastic or crack glass. So once you have that set up, your trigger should not move and have no movement in here. And then you can reassemble it. And that's how you tune an AUG trigger real quick. You don't have to mess with nothing else. It's just tuning the trigger rods. What you can look for if you're starting to have really bad trigger on the side right here, look to see if you have any scratches, drag marks. If you do, the actual housing, the fiberglass polymer housing, might need to be dremeled out or clearanced over here with a file or some sandpaper. But if you've got any type of drag marks on the side of your trigger, it should be nice and shiny. If you've got any drag marks, or if you've got rocks from an event, that can be making your trigger get real sticky. Just make sure that's all clearance for this to move inside. All right, let's see. That's back together. We'll put this over here. All right, we're going to reassemble it. Normally when I do these receivers, when I put optics on here or flat tops, 24 hours, let the Loctite, let it all dry up before you take it to the range. I would not recommend to do this and instantly go to the range. Night before, so just fair warning, let it dry, let it sit there. But I would at least I'd do it the night before going to the range, so 10-12 hours at minimum, but 24 is the actual number. All right, we're gonna reinstall the receiver back in, push the clip, there we go. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this mag carrier off because I'm gonna work on the back. Okay, let's see. Have you tried the Ratworks trigger upgrade, and do you recommend? I do have one. That box over here from the last live stream, there is one in the bottom of the box that one of you guys sent me. I'm going to test it and play with it. I've stated this in the past. I have shot an AUG with one in it, and I have shot my AUG with no trigger work except for what I just showed you on how to adjust the trigger bars. That's all that's done. I swear. I could not tell a difference at that point in time. Now, I'm going to try it my gun. I'm going to see if there's any improvements. I did not inspect the other AUG. I was just told, hey, this has got the Ratworks trigger components, and you know, we've worked on it. It was just handed to me. I tried half a mag. It shot, it worked. I really couldn't tell you a difference. So, with that being said, not to be biased or anything, would I run out and go buy one instantly? No. I would shoot my AUG, put some rounds on it, and enjoy it. But if you want to tinker and play with it, you kind of do it at your own peril. If you like it, don't like it. I'm going to review one and test it. I will tell you what I think after running it in my AUG and actually putting the time into building it out. I'll let you know when I get to it. All right, going to do the QD sling mount for the rear. This is another Midwest Midwest Industries product. Come here. That is one thing I recommend in the back of the AUG that goes into the trigger pack. Midwest has this one. I know Corvos has one also. Let me throw that down here. But I like the QD, the quick discount for getting your sling off the gun. I like that a whole lot. Now, just to test out these, that's really cool. It's got two different mounts for the top. And they are actually anti-rotational. About 100 degrees. So I will show you guys. There's that one there. It will almost go 180, or no, it'd be 90 degrees, sorry. Almost 90 degrees worth of rotation. That's not bad. Definitely will set you up if you need to be left or right-handed. And I do run the Magpul MS4 sling. It's just not here on the table. And that was a little tight to get out. So different. Okay. To do this pen, it's really simple. Back of the buttstock, there's a dimple. Push in and then jerk out your old mount. Let's see, push in on the tail. Come here. There we go. There's your old one. And we're going to stick the new one in. All right. And there we go. And that's fully rotational. Let's see, where do I get a barrel at? An AUG barrel? PJ's has them, or just look up like AUG parts. but it's a company called PJ. I think it's PJ Gunworks or PJ Augs. He has them, and Steyr USA. Those are the only two places I know where to buy new AUG barrels. After that, typical online gun broker, arms list, your local gun shop, see if they've got one, possibly. But if you're looking for a brand new one, PJ's would be one place, and then Steyr USA. Those are the only two places I know in the States to direct order a brand new barrel. All right, so there's that. Let's see here. Sitting here moving around, guys. I ordered a Leopold optic plate mount for the Delta Point, which was surprisingly, these have been out of stock for a while. I guess everybody has done the dot life thing, and I'm kind of last on the bandwagon for it, but I'm actually not even using them on a pistol. Let's see, Delta Point. I'll lay this over here. Pull this Delta Point off. Come here. Dust cover. This dust cover definitely sits on there real well. There we go. Okay, so that's the Delta Point I've got, and I've already got fingerprints on it. So, I just actually bought the Leopold Picatinny rail mount. I've got a thing for keeping like-minded with like-minded. Let's see here. And I need a little star bit. Alright, for sure you guys are going to get to see me use these fix-it sticks on getting this in here. Give me just 1 second. The most RMRs, be the Delta Point, Hollow Sun, or Trijicon, the torque values for their screws range between 10 inch-pounds to 12 inch-pounds. So do be very careful, you don't want to break an optic. And actually, that's probably the one I was looking for. And it was. I knew I had that one. Okay, so the mini fix-it stick, and I'm going to set these, which is nice, to 10 inch-pounds. And you get a nice, precise movement here on them. That's it. It also works really well, too, when you set for optics and everything. If you guys haven't seen the big bolt action, it's got all types of spur mounts, and you have to get those up to 50 and 60 inch-pounds, and they need to be precise. That's the big reason I really like the fix-it sticks getting into there. So we'll check. It's actually the same. Guys, we're getting kind of close, and this one's definitely ran for a while tonight. So I'm going to get most of this here finished up or buttoned up. Ooh, that's definitely going to be a different set here for this RMR to go. But I'll let you guys get in your last questions or anything that we're going to do before we call it a night. Yeah, that's a lot better. Well, we'll pin it there for the moment, see what it looks like. Like I said, I've even got a set of battle sights, possibly to go ahead and throw on here also. Yeah. been a while since I messed with these mag pulls. I've forgotten how you actually have to pull the whole rod out. So I'll slide those up. And install them. Hopefully that will not interfere with the actual optic. Let's see, I'll pull that. I want the sight radius to be as long as possible. Also, guys, if you're not familiar, I help out and do another channel called the EDC Games. If you guys are into two-gun and actually like to see this stuff being ran in real-world scenarios, check out the EDC Games on YouTube. You can see what I'm doing there. And if you're actually in the West Tennessee area, we do games once a month. Next one is this upcoming Saturday. So, let's see. Yes. You can actually look through the RMR and see the dot. And if we fold this down, dot works. So technically we could run battle sights. They're just a little hard. I don't know. So far, what you guys think? We'll make some adjustments and we'll tune and play with this. All right, well let's see what it looks like with a barrel. And there we go. Well, I'll get some more pictures out of what this thing looks like and we'll play with it. So I'm going to tweak and mess with this a little bit longer. I think that's going to be it for tonight. If you guys got any questions or anything, I'm going to finish doing some torque values, mess with this, clean it up, and install some other, put the optic back over, or the light back over here, and see what else we can get into. So I think that's it. Nobody else has posed any more questions for the evening. Well, guys, I appreciate the hangout, and I know, you know, this went a little long for the, you know, 2 different streams and the one being taken down for a moment. So I appreciate you being here. Like I said, I will upload a full video without any breaks and stuff into it of the live stream in case this comes down. So I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feel free, leave a comment. You can email me at TnSteyr@gmail.com if you need to talk with me more personable. There's also a telephone number. We can talk on the phone or Facebook, face video if you're out of the country. I'll help you out if I can. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'll put this one together. I'll get some cool pictures out for this week, and I'm going to run this at the EDC Games on Saturday. So we'll see how this rail system works, and a lot with the other mag pouches, AUG, you know, extra magazines, everything. We're going to take a bunch of this stuff out. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. Have a good evening.